Hello everyone and welcome to the VGIW Training Center. We're looking at some of the wrestlers either honing their craft or trying to get moved to that next level. Here we have Ms. Joyce Monroe, a multi-decade veteran, a legend of the squared circle, and she's helping out the rookie Pepper Grimm. 2K24 first game for Pepper Grimm here on the VGIW channel. So Pepper Grimm's still very much a rookie here, and she wants to quickly rise up the ranks to get to that next level, but to do that she's going to have to be put through her paces by legends like Ms. Joyce Monroe. Ms. Joyce Monroe, a 14-time world champion, has done a lot throughout her career, and so is going to be the perfect candidate really to push Pepper Grimm to those limits here. Now of course wins and losses don't count in the training center. This is primarily to test like your mettle for when the real environment happens, and you can see Pepper Grimm's fiance Tyler Grimm there at ringside. Oh, look at this there, just continuously working the limbs, going for, oh wow, you can really see some torque there, some potential real good submission skills perhaps from Pepper Grimm. And now, oh, she's really, she's really asserting her dominance now. Oh, going for a pin here, but might be too early, You're not going to break someone down that easily. You've got to do a little bit more than that. And Pepper Grimm continuing to work over. Oh, doing that again, pressing down. There's a lot of pressure on the jaw there and the neck by twisting it. And look at that, a bit of trash talk from Pepper Grimm. But she's got to do more if she wants to put away Ms. Joyce Monroe. Look at this. Oh, great combination there. And now bringing Ms. Joyce Monroe back up again. Ms. Joyce Monroe is staggered. Big strike there, not stumbling her. Off the ropes, ducking under, jumping over. And look at that big back body drop there. But there you see Tyler Grimm once again exposing a turnbuckle this time. I don't know if Pepper Grimm needs it. Oh, you can see Ms. Joyce Monroe crawling over to the corner where Pepper Grimm lies in wait. Oh, the exposed turnbuckle. Whoa! Oh no, that completely backfired. Pepper Grimm going face first into the turnbuckle. It looks like even if they're going to cheat, they need to get better at it, because that absolutely backfired. And now, and look at this, taken into the corner. Remember, Pepper Grimm currently, as part of Canadian Destroyer Promotions, fighting to become the next Canadian Women's Champion. Oh, maybe looking to finish things off here. Whoa, coffin drop right there. And the referee turns around just in time. 1, 2, 3. Now that would be a huge win if this were, for like the #1 contendership or something like that. But that's a good sign for Pepper Grimm. If she can pull out wins like this, then she may be onto something, perhaps. She's definitely still new, need to continue to work on the craft, but that is a very promising sign for Pepper Grimm. We're moving on to the next match now. Another rookie, Oliver Prince. Whoa! Wants to be put through his paces by seeing if he can endure the hard-hitting blows of Boris Monroe, the son-in-law of Ms. Joyce Monroe. And look at this, there's that DDT. Oliver Prince, similar to Pepper Grimm, also part of Canadian Destroyer Promotions. Boris Monroe has actually held the Canadian Men's Championship before, so this is going to be interesting right here. Oliver Prince may be small, but he has been, from what I can tell, he is an avid tape watcher, like someone who has religiously watched wrestling footage ever since he was a child. So he's adopted quite a few moves in his repertoire, and he's hoping that that will catapult him to that next level. And there we see Boris Monroe. Oh my goodness, this, changing his mind here, deciding he's going to stick to what he knows best. And look at this. Oh man, right into the side of the ring. Oliver Prince, this is why people pick when people pick to fight Boris Monroe in the training center, it's because they want their own durability to be tested, because a wrong move can spell a quick knockout. Oh, look at that. Great work there. Oliver Prince building up a nice head full of steam at the moment. Hasn't hit any major moves, in my opinion, yet, though. Definitely wants to do that here if he wants to put away Boris. Oh, look at this. Oh, wow. Nice move there, but unfortunately way too close to the ropes. I've been noticing that recently with Oliver Prince's finishing move. He's trying to showcase his athletic ability and his surprisingly expansive movesets for his age, but you can see the ring awareness isn't quite there. Maybe too much of a roll against these larger opponents, because it has caused him to roll into the ropes before. Maybe Oliver Prince, wants to take some of that know-how and pick a move that will be less likely to clash with the ropes. And there we see stomping into the chest there. And climbing up to the top rope now. And boom, with a big splash. And now, look at this, going for the pin here. It's simple, but in this case, does not do what's needed. Oh, here we go again. What's he planning? Is he going to try this again, perhaps? Look at that. Again, it's very impressive, but the ropes is the big problem. Maybe it's a case of, with time, he'll gain better ring awareness and be able to use that impressive move a little bit more effectively. But I've noticed it, even in Canadian Straw Promotions, it does result in one too many rope breaks. Oh no. Oh, Boris, I think he's actually going to do it this time. Oh, good grief! I think Oliver Prince has already shown that he's definitely book smart about the world of professional wrestling. He's clearly passionate. It's just about, but the training center is going to be the place where Oliver Prince can hopefully mold that, oh man, into something a little bit more refined. I think about like a younger Samuel the Savior, someone who clearly had the agility to flip like no one else, yet... Oh, there we go. Oh, you might be learning already. Oh, that is perfect. Center of the ring. Look at the torque right there. And that's the reason why the training center exists. If he can consistently do that, that move could become a real killer and a real success getter for him. He's still a rookie. He's still got some stuff to learn. But if he can put away matches like that, then there may be a future yet for Oliver Prince. Well, we'll be moving on to the next match now. Alright, Mark Vincent. I've heard word that he is getting a big-time contract with Kitsune Kingdom. It's been kept under wraps as of for now. But Mark Vincent wants to make sure that he is ready, so he's been putting himself through the ringer here in the VGIW Training Center. And so Mark Vincent is fighting Mark here. Mark is probably one of the most technical minds here in the training center, with black belts in numerous martial arts and able to really put you through your paces. If you're looking for someone who can likely end up easily going several steps ahead of you, Mark is the person to go for. Trust me, Mark Vincent doesn't need a test in terms of pure brute strength. He needs to test that he can't be outsmarted in the ring, because look at the power. Easily one of the more powerful wrestlers on the channel in terms of pure brute strength. He is a standout performer in that regard, but needs to be wary, because Mark can easily catch him off guard here, as he is right now. We've seen Mark in the training center before. He is able to twist you into knots and catch you off guard, and you can see that Mark Vincent needs to do something here. Going for the back there, and again. Oh, look at this. Boom! With the power bomb. And now look at this, going over into the side of the ring. And now back up once again. And throwing Mark back in. Right now, the referee counting here. Mark Vincent trying to regain some dominance here. Look at this. Neck breaker. Oh, whoa! Okay, Mark Vincent trying something new there. Didn't pan out in this case, but it's interesting. And this is why the training center is open to all, because even though Mark Vincent has been on the channel for several years, you can see Mark Vincent experimenting to potentially try something new. Oh, look at that. That spine buster done with such ease, yet it no doubt did leave a major impact there. Mark able to kick out though. The main move you want to be careful though is that Dominator, and Mark there with the reversal. Sometimes you're going to meet an opponent that is able to catch a lot of your moves, and you need to be able to adapt and persevere through that. If what is it? It's one thing if you find an opponent who can seemingly endure all your moves or hits you like a truck. But what do you do if a wrestler? Oh, nice rope break there. Great work by Mark Vincent. But what do you do if a wrestler reverses your moves, ducks and dodges you? Is just hard to keep a hold of and seems to just know what you're doing before you even do. That's a great reason why people go to Mark in these situations. And now look at this, bringing Mark Vincent back to his feet once again. And going for that inverted Boston Crab. This is Mark's own finishing move. You can see like the way that he puts the torque on there on the legs and back. Whilst at the same time getting to look at the toughness, how his opponent is hanging in there. And clearly you could tell that Mark Vincent was no doubt still cognizant enough that he would have powered out, hence the letting go there and going up for that knee drop. It's a way for Mark to be able to dish out the punishment yet still remain aware of what's going on so he can't be outsmarted. And it looks like Mark gonna try again here. Look at that. Center of the ring right there, and Mark Vincent might be done. Looks like Mark's not letting go this time. There we go, there's the tap out. And once again, wins and losses don't matter because this is a valuable teaching lesson for Mark Vincent. You saw Mark Vincent there experimenting with some new moves, and while definitely a huge powerhouse, needs to prepare himself. If he goes to Kitsune Kingdom, he's going to be fighting technical masterminds like Aku Suzuki, and he's going to have to be ready for that, because that's when it's going to matter the most. It's time for the next match now. Keller, who also has got a big contract awaiting him in Kitsune Kingdom, is looking to test himself here with the Lizard King Venom. Now, on top of technical masterminds like Aku Suzuki, there are big, powerful monsters who can take a massive beating. The likes of Tsunami, Frank, Kitana Waka, Genki, and so much more, who can endure a major beatdown. Keller has already proven himself to be a high-level wrestler, maybe even a future world champion. But Keller wants to see if he can really dish out the punishment by taking on Venom. Venom is famous here on the VGIW channel for his ability to take an absolute beating. One time back in 2K18, he had a match with Rebellion. Rebellion would hit him with not one, but two sit-out tombstones. Now, for the two other opponents that Rebellion did this to, Felipe and Jesse Valance, those two were out for years. In fact, we assumed that they would be permanently forced into retirement, and it's a miracle we've seen them come back. But for Venom, he was back within a few short months. Oh, look at this now, throwing Keller back into the ring. And that's one of the reasons why Venom is such a strong choice. Not only that, but he's of course the prime choice for many GHK wrestlers because of his hardcore background. Nice springboard headbutt. Keller not a GHK wrestler, but it makes Venom a bit of a wild card here. Someone who can endure a lot of punishment and also, can throw weapons at you. And looks like Keller ready to join in here with the steel chair in hand. Oh, and a throat chop there. Oh, nice. Look at this. Up and down. Nice work there. with that Falcon Arrow. One! Only a 1 count. Keller is not going to go down that easily. Keller, formerly part of the guild with former world champion Hardcore Hank, they would go on to become one of the most decorated tag teams in VGIW history, and were and have established themselves as one of the top tag teams of all time on the channel. Since then, though, Keller has broken away and is looking to establish himself as a top star, and he seems to be doing it primarily by dismantling everyone even closely related to Hardcore Hank, be it close rival the Reaper, who was put inside of a coffin, Hank himself, and now seems to be eyeing up Hank's half-brother Tsunami Frank. Safe to say, Keller is looking to tear Hank down in order to raise his own status. Oh, look at that. Oh, Venom with a reversal there. Keller's got a very frenetic, chaotic, moveset, but right now he's finding a lot of that energy being anchored down by the Lizard King. All right into the midsection there, and now Venom lifting Keller back to his feet here. An Irish whip now, and a Lizard King punch, going for the pin here. 1, 2. No! Keller with a kick out. Now Venom, usually dressed in a bit more eccentric garb, but for the training center, of course, wants to focus more on training, so wears more casual streetwear. Oh, there's a punch to the midsection. And an Irish whip into the steel steps. Look at this, slamming the arm down, and now stomping away at Venom. And look at that. That is typical of Keller. Wants to show that no matter what has happened in this match, that he has still got plenty left in the tank. Keller has proven that he has got a lot of potential. Like, out of the people that we've seen tonight, may be the most promising wrestler here tonight. And now look at this, grabbing a hold of Keller, taking him over to the corner. And there's that shoulder thrust right there. But Keller finding his way out here. And now going for a big punch to the face. Bringing Venom back up once again. And Irish whip to the corner. Look at this. Couldn't reverse it that time. Great work with that wheelbarrow DDT. 1, 2. No. Venom with the kick out. Just barely in time. And you can see that Keller frustrated. But I know that he's got something bigger in the tank that he can use. Look at this. Irish whip again against the ropes. That rolling thunder code breaker right there. 1, 2, 3. A nice decisive victory there for Keller. Again, wins and losses don't matter in the training center, but Keller, that's got to be reassuring for him, knowing that he seems to be a well-oiled machine. Someone who has just really found his stride. Now we look to the final match, and with the now confirmed rumors of a TTW Reborn that'll be coming next year, sometime next year, we're not sure when. The the multi-time and last ever TTW World Champion David Hagen is looking to sharpen himself up a bit, and he's looking to do so with fellow TTW veteran Dennis Finch. Dennis Finch, someone who retired from full-time in-ring competition due to spinal and neck injuries, has managed to regain get himself to a point where he could have like one last burst, like a short run, try to get as many big wins as possible. But he realized he could do better longer term as a trainer for the training center. Think of it like this. Does he want one last great year? Or does he want to spend maybe the next 5 to 10 years training wrestlers? And Dennis Finch, at his age, realizes that he's probably better off helping to train the next generation of wrestlers. And in this case, helping an old friend get ready for the return of Terrific Texas Wrestling. From what we can tell, it will be returning with an almost blank slate. There'll be many obvious nods to the old Terrific Texas Wrestling, which you will see more of in the Terrific Texas Wrestling tapes. But it looks to be a new era for Terrific Texas Wrestling. And look at that. The repeated knee drops there from David Hagen. David Hagen, obviously as well wants to continue to do well because whilst being, he's getting older in age, he's still an active competitor, been fighting for the likes of the Kitsune Kingdom Legends Championship, but also now is sharing the stage with his children, Dangerous Daniel Hagen and Gertrude Hagen, both of which have been, world champions this year. Daniel Hagen becoming Kitsune Kingdom Men's World Champion, and Gertrude Hagen becoming VGIW Women's World Champion. Oh, look at that. Great work there with that roll. One thing that they all do use, though, is David's old finishing maneuver, the Hagen DDT. But look at Dennis Finch there. Dennis Finch has gotten himself into remarkable shape. Probably the best shape he's been in years. Oh, look at this. Going for the Finch bomb. Ooh. 2. And there's the kick out. I've got to give it to Dennis Finch. This is, oh gosh. Oh. It's selfless of him to, to spend his time as a trainer here in the training center. Oh, look at that. Nice takedown right there. The last major moment, I could see him maybe having a match here and there on the show, but his last major moment as a full-time wrestler and not a trainer, he was taken out by Aaron Storm when he announced his retirement from full-time competition. Oh, wow, look at that. So it's safe to say Dennis Finch did go out with a bang. Oh! And he can spend the next few years, helping to prep the next generation. And it looks like if David Hagen wants to be ready for TTW Reborn, he's got to do a little more than he currently is. 1, 2, 3. Otherwise, he's going to get wiped out by the next generation of professional wrestler. Well, thank you all so much for checking out the VGIW Training Center. Please be sure to leave a like on the video, subscribe to the VGIW channel, and we'll see you next time.